Welcome to Brian360 and welcome to my third anti-scam video, this one focusing on the grandparent scam. I think the grandparent scam might be the most cruel of all the scams, given who the victims are. Senior citizens are at that time of their lives where their budgets might be tight and it's not like they can go back to work to recoup the money they have lost in the scam. They might also have feelings of shame, embarrassment, and especially vulnerability when learning that they were victims. As well, the fact that this plays on the love that grandparents have for their grandchildren is another very sad part of this scam. The grandparent scam begins with a phone call to a senior citizen from someone claiming to be their grandchild. The caller claims to have been in a car accident and has been arrested and needs their help. The caller's voice might not be identical to the grandchild, but that can be explained away by the lie that the caller has a broken nose or injured mouth as part of the car accident. The supposed grandchild is quickly replaced on the call by someone claiming to be a police officer. The officer goes on to explain that after the accident, the vehicle in which the grandchild was driving was searched by the police and drugs and/or a gun were found. This doesn't necessarily mean that it was the grandchild's vehicle, as he or she could have just been a passenger. Regardless, the charges are serious, and the grandchild will be held in police custody until a court hearing can occur, which might be several days in the future. The supposed officer then goes on to explain that bail can be arranged to get the grandchild out of custody so that they don't have to spend time in jail. Playing on the love for the grandchild, the grandparents are then guilted into providing the bail money. Very importantly, and similar to other scams, the victims are told to not tell anyone about this. They are told that there is a judge's ruling that does not allow anyone to discuss this case outside of the courtroom. The grandparents are instructed to go to the bank and take out cash and/or purchase gift cards that will then be used for the grandchild's bail. They are told to put the money or gift cards into a box. Someone will come by their house, and they are simply to give the box to the individual and not ask any questions or even speak with the person. At that point, unfortunately, the money is gone. There might be a follow-up call to them regarding an upgrading of the charges against the grandchild as a result of the serious injuries to the other party in the accident. For that reason, the amount for bail has increased, and if the grandparents want their grandchild out, then they will have to hand over even more money. They will be instructed to follow the same procedure with the stranger who will show up at their front door. This can go on for a number of days or even weeks. One video I saw on YouTube was an interview with an elderly gentleman who paid $100,000 to supposedly get his grandson out of jail. Part of the psychology of this scam is that you have already put in some amount of money, so you are primed to put in more, especially if that additional amount of money is promised to get your grandchild out of jail. Of course, the grandchild was never in jail in the first place. There was no car accident, there was no gun or drugs, no police officer, no lawyer, no judge. The scam ends when the grandparent either runs out of money or eventually discovers that their grandchild is perfectly safe. A variation of the grandparent scam is another telephone scam in which an individual receives a call supposedly from a loved one who is on vacation and has gotten in trouble with the law and is now sitting in a foreign jail requiring large sums of money to get them out. How do they know that the person is on vacation? Social media. Posting vacation photos on any platform when you are away from home is a very dangerous idea, alerting others that your home may be empty for a break and enter, or opening up the possibility of this phone scam. So, how do you protect yourself from a scam like this? If you receive a call from a loved one who is quickly replaced on the phone by someone claiming to be a police officer or a lawyer, demand to speak with your loved one again. At this point, if they do allow you to speak with that person again, ask them a personal question that only your loved one would know the answer to. Better yet, speak with your family members beforehand to set up a question and answer that only they would get right. If you are not permitted to get to the point where you can ask a personal question, hang up immediately and call your loved one. Obviously, this is much more difficult if the scam is the foreign country jail scam, but if your grandchild is still in the country, give them a call immediately, and most likely you will receive instant relief when they answer the phone and tell you that they are fine. Another thing to consider is that no government agency will offer to send a person to your house to pick up a box of cash for bail for your grandchild. That's simply not how it works. There would most likely be an extensive bail hearing in which all the conditions are clearly spelled out, and it does not end up with a stranger coming to pick up a box of money from your home. If you receive a call like this and you cannot contact your loved one, call the police immediately. Speak with them and see if your grandchild actually has been arrested. They will most likely have no clue what you're talking about, and then you can report to them the details of the scam. The threat of a judge's order preventing anyone from speaking about the arrest is simply not something that is going to happen. That part of the story is meant to stop you from speaking with other people who might convince you that this is a scam. If you are on vacation, absolutely do not post photos on social media alerting others to your whereabouts, unless you have made your account private and accessible only to friends and family. Even then, it's kind of a bad idea if you ask me. Nobody needs a humble brag. And finally, if you have elderly parents or grandparents, speak with them now and tell them about the grandparent scam and other types of scams that might be out there. There are plenty of videos on scams on YouTube and plenty of resources online to read about scams, especially those targeting seniors. One last thought about this scam is the key component that the scammer has to convince the grandparent that they are speaking with their grandchild. As of June 2024, when I'm recording this, AI has really taken off, and there are AI programs that can mimic a person's voice so well that it is almost impossible to tell that it is a fake. So, pretty soon, the lie about the broken nose will be unnecessary. Given the amount that teenagers post on social media, it would be quite simple to have an audio sample of the person's voice that would be sufficient to generate an AI copy. Social media can be a very useful source of information for the scammer. They can learn the names of the individuals, including the grandchild, the grandparents, maybe other family members, and things such as where they live and other details of their lives that add a sense of legitimacy to this scam. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please check out my other anti-scam videos. Like, subscribe, share, and sign up for notifications. Thank you again, and take care.